Yes, sir. I'm almost worked through it here, and I'm gonna tell you in 1 second. Make sure my Wi-Fi will join up successfully. Thank you, sir.
Probably what I would think to do.
Might be too late. Too late for y'all to record.
Very good.
What you forget? Oh yeah, forget our thing.
Raised 94,000. It was. I know, but look.
We don't have public comment.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nobody cares about street closing. If it was, we wouldn't be closing it.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Mr. Mayor, do you have our commitment to civility?
It's gotta be back there. Excellent, we had 60 at one. You don't cut it.
I'm getting mine on
Yeah.
Thursday. James got his right.
I got it first.
Nothing like easy.
Mr. Clark has it, since he's our board representative.
Alan, if we can go down front and I'll hand it to you.
That's okay.
We just do that.
When you wanna do it?
Trendsetter. I got 3 of us up here looking like this. 4 include you. Because you used to have hair too.
Find my glasses.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Jones, Mayor of Winston-Salem. It's my pleasure to call to order this May 5th meeting of the Winston-Salem City Council and ask the city clerk to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Joyner.
Present.
Councilmember Clark.
Here.
Councilmember Andrew Bowen.
Here.
Councilmember Scipio.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Adams.
Here.
Councilmember Taylor.
Present.
Councilmember Hall.
Present.
And Councilmember Burke.
Here.
Thank you very much. Would you please join the city council and me in a moment of silence? Thank you very much. Would you join the city council and me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We'll recognize our Sergeant at Arms tonight. It's Lieutenant Victoria. Help me with the last name. Arms. Thank you, Lieutenant, for being here. And our Fire Marshal tonight is Micah Bodford. Michael, thank you for being with us tonight as well. Let me recognize our City Manager, please, for his update.
Thank you, Mayor. Several items tonight, but first let me introduce you to our new Marketing and Communications Director, Deborah Clark. Ms. Clark has over 20 years of experience working in marketing and communications for public and private organizations. She served in that capacity for a variety of local governments, including the City of Greenville, the City of Concord, Charlotte Housing Authority, and the Charlotte Area Transit System. She was most recently the External Communications Supervisor for Electric Cities, and we're looking forward to having her lead our internal and external communications efforts. Deb, I get you to come up to the podium, and I offer her a chance to say a few words too.
Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Mayor Pro Tem and council members, thank you for the opportunity for accepting this position with the City of Winston-Salem. I'm looking very forward to telling the story, the great story of all the things that Winston-Salem offers to the community, the residents, and our key stakeholders, and those who come to enjoy everything about the city. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I look forward to working with each and every one of you in the future.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. As several of you know, several of us were down at the North Carolina League of Municipalities City Vision Conference this past week. And one of the things that we looked at was talked about was a variety of bills that are going through the General Assembly. So just a couple of things I wanted to highlight for council of areas that we're paying particular attention to. I know everybody's seen a lot of publicity on House Bill 765, which is regarding local government development regulations. We have sent information about that bill to the League of Municipalities and to our representatives. There are some parts of that bill that are supportive of council's efforts to create more workforce housing in the community through some density and some other matters. But there's also quite a bit in that bill that is disruptive to local governments and would take away your power to look at what your constituents would like to see in development processes in the community. So we're continuing to monitor that and look at ways that we can influence taking part of the bad parts out of the bill if the bill does move forward. So we'll continue to keep you informed on that. I know council has some strong opinions as to trying to make sure that we're keeping local government authority where it needs to be, and then doing the things that will help increase housing in our community. Also, and that bill did not come up for a vote yet, so they're still reviewing that in the House. House Bill 171, however, did pass. That is a bill that eliminates basically DEI in state and local government, and so that's been sent to the Senate for review. Again, we're monitoring that very closely, but if that bill does pass, it will change how we'll have to operate in certain manners of particularly in our contracting, there's a lot of restrictions on how we promote things that we're doing as a community. I think we understand what our core values are and want to maintain loyal and true to those, but there will be some changes if this bill passes in how we market some of the things that we do and how we deal with some of the DEI measures that have been commonplace. And then finally, as a little bit of a precursor to the budget coming in at the next council meeting, the Senate did pass a budget and sent that to the House. As a part of that budget, they took over $50 million out of POW bill funds and eliminated POW bill funding for any municipality over 150,000 in population. So there's 7 communities that would impact. That takes out the POW bill monies for both years of the biennium, with a caveat that it might come back. Those things never do. That would impact us roughly $7 million in costs that we have allocated towards street maintenance in our city if we lose those funds. So again, there's efforts to oppose that part of the budget, and I think we'll be asking you to probably put that in further acknowledge that as your part of your efforts to improve our budget standing with that. So those are just a few of the major bills that are out there that we are following. In other areas, we'll go to hopefully things that are a little bit more positive. The Public Arts Commission is seeking requests for qualifications from an artist or an artist team to design, fabricate, and install public art work in Brunson Elementary School. This will be a permanent installation as a part of the new construction project at the school. And so we encourage folks that might be interested to go to our website under Public Art to see the additional guidelines for that. A few events that are coming up to make sure you and the public are aware. This month is National Bike Month. The Department of Transportation is celebrating by taking advantage of encourages folks to celebrate by taking advantage of one of the following biking activities. There's Ride a Bike Day, Bike to School Day, and Bike to Work Week. More details, again, are on our website, looking under Bike Month, cityofwinston-salem.org. Last meeting, a little bit of modification. The Neighborhood Services Department is going to hold 2 open houses this week from 6 to 8 on Tuesday, May 6th at the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center and on Thursday, May 8th at the Carl Russell Community Center. These open houses serve as an opportunity for the public to learn more about the department's services, which include lending opportunities for homeowners, code enforcement, affordable housing, and a variety of other activities. So we encourage people that are interested in neighborhood services, what they're doing, to attend one of those events on the 6th or the 8th. And as always, more information can be found on our website. A couple of recognitions just want to make sure that you saw or are aware of. For the 3rd straight year, the livability.com publication has ranked Winston-Salem as one of the top 100 most livable cities in the U.S. for small and mid-sized cities. They were evaluated on economy, housing, cost of living, amenities, transportation, environment, safety, education, and health. Winston-Salem, again, came into the top 100, which is the top 5% of small and mid-sized city across the country. So something for us to be proud of. There are some other cities in North Carolina that made the list as well, so we're still continuing, as we've said, to strive to be the best mid-sized city in the country. And then, as I mentioned, we were at the North Carolina League of Municipalities meeting and at their awards luncheon. I'm pleased to report that the city was recognized for your commitment to civility. This is a program that promotes civility in local government and recognizes those governing bodies or boards that dedicate themselves to this approach. Winston-Salem was one of the first 6 communities to complete this multi-step program to gain this award. So congratulations to all of you for that effort. With that, I'll stand ready to answer any questions.
Any questions to Mr. Pate today? Seeing none. Since you did bring up the fact that the city was recognized, Councilmember Clark, who is the city's representative and member of the board of the League of Municipalities, has the official presentation.
As city manager mentioned, we were down in Greenville, North Carolina at our statewide cities organization, the North Carolina League of Municipalities. We were one of 6 cities recognized for our work and commitment to civility. So, Mayor, I will present this to you as a board member of the league to the mayor of the city. Thank you.
So we congratulate the council for your leadership in making the city's recognition possible here. We do have an honorarium tonight. I recognize the city clerk for that, please.
Item H1, resolution declaring Historic Preservation Month in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Whereas the City of Winston-Salem joins cities and counties across the United States in the nationwide celebration of Historic Preservation Month. And whereas historic preservation is an effective tool for economic development, tourism promotion, revitalizing neighborhoods, fostering local pride, and maintaining community character while enhancing livability. And whereas Historic Preservation Month is sponsored by the Forsyth County Historic Resources Commission. And whereas the Historic Resources Commission's mission is to protect and enrich the city and county's cultural, historical, architectural, and archaeological heritage through the identification, designation, and preservation of historic resources. And whereas the Historic Resources Commission strives to promote the use and conservation of historic properties for the education, pleasure, and enrichment of the residents of Winston-Salem and Forsyth County. And whereas the Historic Resources Commission strives to educate the public about the history of Winston-Salem and Forsyth County's built environment, both extant and gone, and to amplify the voices and stories of persons and places traditionally excluded from the historic preservation narrative. And whereas the Commission encourage members of the community to participate in creative and fun events related to historic preservation as a way to celebrate Preservation Month 2025. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Mayor and City Council of the City of Winston-Salem do hereby declare the month of May 2025 as Historic Preservation Month and call upon the people of Winston-Salem to join their fellow citizens across the United States in recognizing and participating in this special observance. Be it further resolved that this resolution be spread upon the minutes of the City Council and that a copy be furnished to the Forsyth County Historic Resources Commission.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion and seconded by Councilmember Clark. All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, no, and that is unanimous. We're fortunate to have with us tonight the chair of our Historic Resources Commission, C.J. Idle, if he would come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Idle. Thank you for serving as chair of this wonderful organization and for the work of the Historic Resources Commission for helping to keep this forefront of our consciousness. And if you would accept this on behalf of the commission, and if you'd like to say a few words there.
Mayor Joines, Mayor Pro Tem Adams, council members, thank you for this opportunity, for this resolution, and your continued support for historic preservation in Winston-Salem and Forsyth County. At your desk, you'll see our annual report for 2024. I just want to kind of highlight some of the major things and give you an opportunity to ask me any questions that you may have. We continue to work receiving certified local government grants from the state to help repair historic Bethabara and some of the historic infrastructure there. We actually just heard from them last month about some of the work and progress that's being made there, and they're going to be repairing the Gemein House, and they're starting to make plans to repair the Distiller's House as well. And that'll probably be in next year's report. We launched our inaugural history essay contest with the Chronicle and had a couple winners last year. We also did a trivia night at Wise Man Brewing. So those are just some of the fun opportunities we try to get out and engage with the community through our community engagement committee. And thank you all for supporting our local landmark program by designating the Paul Fetter House last year as a local landmark. That's a great program we have here in Forsyth County. Not all historic resources commissions are fortunate enough to have a local landmark program, and that really goes and helps these local property owners preserve and protect their buildings and gives them some tax incentives to take on that responsibility and help them maintain those older buildings. Our historic marker program continues to be incredibly competitive. At the November meeting in 2024, we heard the marker proposals that'll be coming forward this year. First time I've left the room having no idea which way it was going to go. There were about 3, 4, maybe even 5 applicants that were all very deserving. And it was all amazing, and it's a great opportunity to learn some of the smaller, more hidden stories about Winston-Salem. There's a really good story about Sidestown that we'll hope to be able to show you guys when we reveal that marker later in the year, hopefully later in the year. And then also a shout out to the historic signs program y'all created as a carve out for the new UDO that's gone into effect, the ability to preserve and protect some of Winston-Salem's historic signs and allow them a special exemption from the UDO really helps to save some of those lesser known and not really thought about in the historic preservation world as much. And these signs really do help show the history and the lived communities that we're trying to preserve and protect. The architectural survey for the larger part of Forsyth County is entered into the publication phase. The Winston-Salem Architectural Heritage Book was published a couple of years ago, and I have to say that is an absolutely wonderful resource. My job as chair and the whole commission's job is made a lot easier having that resource available, so thank you all for supporting that in the past, and I look forward to continuing being able to work with you. And I do want to shout out Michelle McCullough and Jerry Contos, and the entire planning department has been a joy to work with. Through my day job, I get to interact with a lot of different municipalities around the state, with the state government, federal government, and I have never worked with a more committed, dedicated, and enjoyable group of people to work with than the planning department here in Winston-Salem, and I just have to give them praise whenever I can, so thank you all.
Mr. Idle. Any questions for Mr. Idle? Good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for your thank you there. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's meeting is being televised live on our city's YouTube page, and it will be replayed tomorrow at 9 a.m. and again Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Of course, as you know, copies of our agenda as well as videos of previous meetings are always available online at the city's website, and just click on the Watch Meetings Online option. Tonight's agenda of the City Council is comprised of two parts, the consent agenda and the general agenda. It's always the practice of the council to take the consent agenda as the first order of business. Items on this agenda have been unanimously recommended by a committee of the City Council or are being submitted in accordance with established city procedure. There'll be no discussion of the items on this agenda unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered individually. Items not removed from the consent agenda will be enacted with one motion. I want to make a note that item C14, which is minutes from a previous meeting, has been amended by Councilmember Hall, and so the vote tonight will be to approve the minutes as amended. Councilmember Hall, would you mind just kind of giving a quick brief on what the change was?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor Joins. So in the minutes from the April 21st meeting, item G7 noted that Councilmember Hall seconded the motion that was made by Mayor Pro Tem Adams, and instead it was Councilmember Burke that did that. And so that was the change.
Good. Thank you, Councilmember Hall, for catching that. All right. Is there a motion to approve excuse me, council members, are there any items you wish to remove from the consent agenda?
I have a,
You just want to pull one to,
well, I don't want to pull one, but I think it needs to be noted that we're getting ready to vote on over 200 units of affordable housing. Mm-hmm. And I don't know where you fit that in, Mayor, that Mr. Hunter can come up and kind of talk about this. This is monumental. This is historical.
Yeah. Hunter, could you just kind of give us a quick summary of these four, well, they have 1, 4, 6 items.
Six, yeah.
So, Mayor Pro Tem, if you don't mind, we were going to ask Chantel McClam.
Chantel?
Okay.
Ms. McClam, if you would.
Good evening, Mayor Jones, Mayor Pro Tem Adams, members of the City Council, Chantel McClam, Neighborhood Services Director. As Mayor Pro Tem stated, this is historic. We do have on our agenda tonight 5 developers that are going to bring a lot of affordable housing to the city of Winston-Salem. We have 3 LIHTC projects that we are approving for a total of $4.965 million in gap financing. And then we also have 15 different lots of single-family housing at $720,000 that we're approving. We have all of those developers that are in the room right now. They are looking for your support for this. I think it's going to be excellent to have this amount of affordable housing come to the city. And if there's any other questions, I did provide the rent schedules. As you all notice on the rent schedules, that every developer that is building multifamily has laid out a rent plan that's lower than what is required by HUD. So I applaud them for that. But if you have any additional questions about the properties, about how many units or any amenities, I'm happy to answer any questions about them.
Any questions from Ms. McClam? I think not. Thank you. And then we do point out that you mentioned the low-income housing tax credit projects. We hope we get all three, but
Yes.
we'll be happy to get one or two out of that. It's a very highly competitive project, and we are grateful to all the developers who are working to bring affordable housing to our city. Yeah, I would entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
I move for approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Scipio. All those in favor of the motion to approve the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, no. And that is unanimous. We'll now go to the general agenda, which includes a public hearing for a street closure as well as the city property in support of affordable housing. May we have item G1, please?
Item G1, public hearing and consideration of a petition to close and abandon a portion of Flag Street and notice to all persons interested in closing thereof, located in the East Ward.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the council chamber who wishes to be heard on this proposed street closing? Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed, and I would recognize Councilmember Scipio. It's your ward. It did come out of Public Works, so I believe so. Well, I'll recognize Councilmember Burke if that's okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor. At this time, we'll have the motion from Councilmember Scipio.
Good. Councilmember Scipio, you've been designated.
Thank you. I move for approval of agenda item G1.
Okay, to a second.
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Burke. Any discussion? We're voting electronically, right?
Yes.
So all those in favor of the motion, please indicate by voting yes. Anyone opposed, vote no. And that is unanimous. Thank you, Councilmember Scipio and Councilmember Burke. Item G2, please.
Item G2, resolution authorizing the conveyance of 2220 East 24th Street, home in support of the city's affordable housing objectives, located in the Northeast Ward.
Ms. McClam, if you would summarize this one for us.
Yes, so the item before you is a resolution authorizing the conveyance of the city-owned rehab property located at 2220 East 24th Street to Michael Gant for a total purchase price of $140,000. And just to give you a little history on this property and the city's rehab program, a few years back, in an effort to increase the availability of affordable, quality homes for home ownership, the Neighborhood Services Program implemented a pilot program to rehab city-owned properties. So there were 5 city-owned homes that we rehabbed or are in the process of rehabbing. We have 3 completed and 2 more that are going to be rehabbed, utilizing already existing home and CDBG funds because this is an eligible expense. And so in collaboration with PTRC, we had these homes rehabbed, 2220 East 24th being one of those. And we put that on the market for home ownership, and it's listed at the appraisal value. So the total cost to rehab the home was $955,000. The appraisal value was $139,000, and as stated earlier, per your approval, it will be sold to Mr. Gant for $140,000 to be used as his primary residence. And the buyer, Mr. Gant, understands that this property will be subject to the city's Affordable Housing Ordinance and the Housing Justice Act, which means it comes with an affordability period of 15 years. And if the buyer so chooses to put the home on the market prior to that 15-year period, it would have to be sold to somebody that's income eligible, and it have to be sold at appraisal value.
Very good. Any questions for Ms. McClam? Councilman Scipio.
I'm so happy to see this house being sold. We have 2 others that are completed. Do we have any indication when they may be sold? I don't think the one in the East Ward is on the market yet.
It is. We listed all three that have been completed. So you're correct. We have one on Cameron Avenue and one on Draper Street that are currently being listed now. There is a process because we do have to verify their income. So that is the reason why we didn't have all of them on the agenda tonight. So you'll see them come in slowly as we get that income verification and those proposals for them to purchase. But we're getting buyers wanting to buy these properties.
Are any of the buyers eligible for the down payment assistance that comes through financial pathways, or any of their graduates aware of these houses being available?
This particular one is, I don't believe this one is a graduate because we just list it, we mark it to everybody, but we list it with the caveat that it's going to come with deed restrictions and you have to be income eligible. So every property will be sold to someone, to a buyer that is 80% or below area median income. So yes, they could qualify, but this particular one didn't come through that.
Thank you.
Okay. Recognize Councilmember Burke.
Thank you. I have a question for
Please,
Ms.
go
McClam. Would the deed restrictions follow if the home buyer, Mr. Gann, if he decided to put the home on the market to sell, would those same deed restrictions follow for a new buyer?
Absolutely. So if he chooses in 5 years to sell it, it would have to sell. It's going to come with deed restrictions. They would have to sell with the income eligible home buyer who would then assume the remaining affordability period.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Pro Tem, colleagues on council, I move for approval of agenda item G2.
Second.
Seconded by several folks. I think we'll give Councilmember Scipio credit for this. Any further discussion of the item? If not, all those in favor, please vote yes. Anyone opposed, vote no. And that is unanimous. Thank you, council members. That's all the items we had on our agenda. Council members, if you'd give me just a little bit of personal privilege, I'll be right back. We had a little confusion at the end of our last meeting, at the end of our public comment period. I called our good friend, the president of our Firefighters Association's name twice, but he didn't hear it because of the applause that was going on. So he did not get the opportunity to speak. So he's here tonight. With your permission, may I give him 3 minutes to make comments?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Ashton, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was not expecting this.
You know, you can come back next time too as well.
I'll say that just to say the least. Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council members, thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. The mayor and I spoke the day after the City Council meeting, and we have a meeting tomorrow morning, I believe, sir. He explained the misunderstanding from the council chambers and whatnot. We could not hear over the applause in the chambers, so it's just a misunderstanding. Mostly what I wanted to speak to you about, because I don't have the speech in front of me, was the current proposal from the city manager's office about the cuts to our sick and vacation time. We're very concerned with the cuts, the proposal for the cuts to the sick and vacation time. It was highlighted in the Public Safety Committee meeting a few weeks ago during the proposal that we are in fact about 7% on average less than our neighboring municipalities and even other smaller fire departments. Part of what makes our fire department more desirable to other firefighters coming in is our benefits package. If we cut this benefits package, now we have, per the PowerPoint, lessened ourselves to the competition, made ourselves on par, or, severely under cut our budgets. If we can't recruit and, more importantly, retain firefighters in this city, we're going to become a revolving door fire department, not unlike anything, with a volunteer fire department or other smaller municipalities. We're the fourth largest city in the state, and we burn, on average, one structure fire every 36 hours. That's quite the anomaly. That's not normal at all anywhere in the country, let alone here. So we're a very active fire department. We're very concerned that the cut to our sick and vacation hours not only is going to create a recruitment problem, which we already have, but it's going to dig a hole even deeper in our retention problems. And that's not something we want. The union Local 682 overall's goal is to make Winston-Salem Fire Department a destination fire department. That's our only mission. And we hope with City Council's help that you all help us make Winston-Salem Fire Department a destination fire department. We are tired of losing firefighters to other municipalities. We want them to come here. And this proposal does the exact opposite of that. So I look forward to meeting with you all. I have a few meetings set up. If I don't already, I'll be in touch. And I just want to thank you, Mr. Mayor, for giving me this unexpected time where I didn't have anything written down, but I appreciate you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashton. Councilmembers, Andre Bowen, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So my only comment is this Saturday, if you are available and would like to come to Bolton Park at 10 a.m., I am hosting a park cleanup, park pickup for anyone who wants to come. Supplies will be provided, so come out and let's make our community clean.
Thank you very much. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem, second by Councilmember Joyner. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No. We are adjourned.
I got it ready.
Yesterday. I'm tired. Too bad it's only 4 hours ahead.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice of you.
Well, it's in West Africa.
Very good.